If your kid wants to change the world, there's one skill they absolutely must develop: creativity. Now, you might be thinking, can creativity really be learned? Most of us assume that creativity is just something you're born with. Worse, many of us were taught that creativity is something that just happens to you, like in a moment of sudden inspiration. Most of us don't see creativity as something that's in our control, or something we can improve over time. But creativity can be learned. Not only that, you can teach your kids how to be more creative starting right now at home. In this video, we'll show you how, using concrete activities that we've used to teach hundreds of kids how to access and strengthen their creativity. My name is Ivy, founder and CEO of Prequel. Our programs have helped 500 kids 9 to 17 discover themselves and the world through entrepreneurship. Our programs have helped hundreds of kids get in touch with their creativity through hands-on experience. We don't teach abstract theory. Instead, we get kids out in the real world. Because how else would you know your ideas are innovative and world-changing if you're not putting them out into the world and seeing how people react to them? In one of our programs, all about how to make money, we taught kids to see their creativity as a high-value skill that can increase their future income potential. Creativity unlocks the ability to solve problems faster and puts your business ideas a cut above the competition. That's why entrepreneurship and creativity are inseparable. You can't be an entrepreneur and not also be an innovator. Thomas Edison had over 1,000 patents in his lifetime for his inventions. Henry Ford thought up a way to build a car in less time, changing the world forever. Steve Jobs created some of the most innovative technologies of all time, making it possible for people to have a computer in their homes and later in their pockets. There's one skill that each of these famous entrepreneurs had in common: creativity. That's why creativity is such an important skill to learn. At Prequel, we teach kids the true nature of creativity, that everyone has it and that anyone can learn to be more creative with practice. We teach kids to recognize their inherent creativity by doing a ton of creative exercises. Like, if you were to write an autobiography for your life, what would the title be? Or find an object in the room and invent a new use for it. Through these activities, kids also see that the more they allow themselves to practice being creative, the easier it becomes. The only limit to our creativity is ourselves. When we get out of our own way, we can become infinitely more creative. In this video, we're going to show you 3 activities you can do with your kids right now to help build their creative confidence too. You'll want to stick around until the end because our 3rd activity might surprise you. One of the ways we help kids to get in touch with their creativity is by dreaming up solutions to everyday problems, a foundational skill for entrepreneurship. You can do this activity at home by setting a timer for 10 minutes and trying to come up with an innovative and novel solution to an everyday problem. Here are some examples of problems you can solve. Number 1, your spoon repeatedly falling into a bowl. Number 2, your earbuds getting tangled, or your hand getting stuck in a Pringles can. Better yet, encourage your kid to come up with a problem they notice in their daily life. Once you have a problem, have your child brainstorm solutions using a variety of tools: pen and paper for writing or drawing out their solution, Play-Doh for modeling their solution, or any other tools your child would like to use. When we do this activity at Prequel, we also have kids share their idea in 1 to 2 minutes so they can grow more confident in building and sharing these ideas. Try this at home. Another great way to build your kids' creativity is to help them figure out ways to overcome the fear of the dreaded blank page, also known as writer's block. This is a common obstacle to creativity. It can even lead kids to thinking they're simply not creative, which isn't true. Here's the thing: the best creators don't start from scratch. They draw upon a library of ideas that they've consumed and curated over time. But this doesn't mean copying. As Austin Kleon said, good artists copy, great artists steal. So what does that mean to steal like an artist? It means using only elements from sources that truly speak to you. It means figuring out how you can take what already exists and improve upon it. In the end, you'll have something that only you could have created, because it's the product of all your unique tastes, skills, talents, and interests built over your lifetime. To help kids practice this, invite them to come up with another everyday problem. You can use the problems from the previous activity or come up with a new one. This time, instead of just brainstorming their idea, have your child research other great solutions to this problem. Have them make a list of their favorite ideas. Now ask, what did they like about each idea? Maybe they like the design of one product, but they like the wide variety of color options of another. Then ask, how can each idea be improved? What's missing? Is there a need for a more affordable option? Is there a simpler solution that would take less time? Now, our final activity to enhance your kids' creativity. Embrace boredom. Some of the best insights come when we allow our brains to simply think. Too often though, we're constantly busy. Your kids are busy all day at school and at home. They're focused on homework, checking their texts, browsing social media, watching TV, or doing them all at once. There's no room in this packed schedule for thinking and daydreaming, both of which are critical to creativity. Set a timer for 10 or 20 minutes and deliberately remove any distractions. This can also be especially effective during a car trip since you'll already have fewer distractions available. Give your kid a pen and paper for jotting down any thoughts they want to remember. Until the timer goes off, have your kid embrace the boredom that arises. Encourage them to practice getting comfortable with it. Have them notice the urge to check their phone and push the boredom away. Encourage them to instead look out the window and allow themselves to simply think and daydream and jot those thoughts down. When the time is up, ask them, what did that feel like? Did they have any insights? Did they think of anything new? Have them start to experiment with setting aside time to daydream the next time they want to access their creativity. For all of the exercises above, it's extremely important to just get started. Often writer's block and creativity blockers come because we want the first few ideas to be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Just start with the boring things that come to mind and you'll realize that you can play off of the things that you did come up with to get to more creative ideas later on the page. For the people who have stayed to watch this video so far, here's a bonus tip for you. It will be easier for your child to be creative and innovative in a subject that they're also passionate about. So the work of helping your kids figure out their passions is also the work of helping them to become more creative. How do we help our kids identify their passions? Here's an activity that can help you get started. Get a piece of paper and divide it into 3 columns. In the first column, have your child list out all the things they love doing. In the second column, have them list out all the things that they could talk about forever. And in the third column, have them list all the things they know more about than the average person or the average kid their age. Now have them compare the 3 lists. Whatever appears on all 3 lists is a likely candidate for something your child is truly passionate about. This is the area they should focus their creative, innovative energies toward. Creativity is an incredibly valuable skill, not only for young entrepreneurs, but also for any person who wants to live a more rewarding life. It's a skill that everyone has in abundant amounts, and it can be strengthened over time. The sooner kids learn this, the better. If you're interested in more content like this, sign up for Prequel's weekly newsletter. We give advice and free resources to parents who want their kids to learn the skills to get ahead in school and in life, especially the skills not normally taught in school. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more.